welcome to Coach's Corner, everybody. I'm your host, Coach Tripp. We are here at four-wheel drive segment, and our buddy Bill Pendock to my left, Blaze Winter below. They're half of the four-wheel drive, as you can see over my shoulder. Billy Pendock, Blaze Winter, Jamie Kimmel, and Timmy Green, all the four in the early 80s, mainly 82, 83. Is that right, guys? Billy, did you graduate in 83?
Yes.
I was scheduled to graduate then.
Was that your senior year playing football? You didn't get redshirted, Billy, did you?
No red shirt. No red shirt. We played as freshmen.
Wow. Blaze, did you come in the same year Billy did, 1980?
Yes, I did. I'm forever damaged since I've met. When I saw Billy in the lunchroom when he ate a sandwich with one bite, a whole sandwich on that Wonder Bread, he would pile it high with meat and everything else, and pile it really high, and then he would pick it up like this. He would eat it with one bite. I'm like, what the hell am I in for here?
Yeah, that was your welcome. Yeah, that was your welcome moment.
I mean, it was great. I mean, you really evaluate people in the lunchroom. Billy, being massive, and Jamie with the half shirt on, with the stomach, and the big thighs, and he would wear this half shirt. Remember those half shirts, Billy?
Yeah.
A half shirt, and he had just knots in his stomach and these thighs. And Tim was always reading a book, and he was always looking like he was ready for a Hollywood shoot. It was just you learn a lot about people watching him, right, Billy?
Right, observing other people. Timmy was a couple years younger than you guys. So he was a freshman in 1982, right?
Yeah.
And then he played after you guys left. He was there. Timmy was. Jamie, what year was Jamie Kimmel compared to you guys?
Jamie was same
year. He came in with me and Blaze.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a hell of a group.
All right, guys, we're going to talk about success today. What is success? How do you spot it? What it really is? I hope somebody gets something out of it, but we'll break up halfway through it and talk a little bit about it. But I think success, the secret is kind of be like a duck, smooth and unruffled on top, but you're pedaling your ass off underneath the water. You got to be poised, happy, kind, courteous in public. But in private, you work hard alone, behind the scenes, in the dark, where fans can't see the buckets of blood, sweat, and tears drop on those practice fields, hidden from the public mundane repetition of precise preparation, working and suffering with your teammates, and the sacrifice it takes to commit to the success. Nobody outside the team sees that intensity, and these devotions is what makes successful teams. An interpersonal person is successful by knowing he gave it his best shot. That's all you can ask for when you coach your players. Sounds simple, but it's really not. Motivation plays a big role, but it's all about the level of the attempt. Here are a couple quotes that I really like. In great attempts, it is glorious even to fail. Think about it. Success is peace of mind that is the direct result of giving 100%. Quote, defeat is not the worst of failures. Not to have tried, that's the true failure. The true measure of success is the amount of positive impact a person has on another people's lives. When trying to get 100% effort as a coach, you have to have kids that give more than others do. Let's face it. There are kids that work harder than others. A coach's job is to bring as many kids together at 100% as humanly possible. Sometimes it's inherent in the kids, right? You guys know this. Some of them are self-motivated. Coaches should sit down with every one of their players and get to know them. You have to find their motivations until they trust you, okay? Kids don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So when your motivation and your dreams put on work clothes, then you have something going on. Now you've got other things that are factors when you play hard, and they're attributes like leadership and discipline, which we'll get into in a second. But guys, what's your thoughts on part of success is actually the attempt that you have.
Well, I mean, my thought about success is in my own life coming to terms with high and low. I mean, for me, success has been handling extreme adversity and handling a certain degree of success and finding a sort of common ground in between that I could always propel myself forward with, so I could repeat the levels of a degree. Let's take martial arts. I mean, you learn to handle the extremes real fast. Otherwise, you find yourself in massive trouble. And I think with young people that are steadfast, they're not interrupted. They're not interfered with when it comes to, hey, I made 4 touchdowns. I'm happy. They're not happy. They want more. I missed 5 tackles. I'm really terrible. No, you're not. To somebody who's successful, they see it as a motivational factor.
Right.
And they use that in such a way that true success comes to them. And true success is a peace of mind that you're heading somewhere and nothing will interfere with your progress.
Yeah. To that point, I mean, I think a lot of successful people and successful things are measured by the individual. So, and the way I look at it all the time is whatever, the way we were brought up, the way we were trained, and the way things went when we were young, you always reached for the highest point you could get to. And the individual knows if you're successful or not. And I think when you look at people in different walks of life, you look at business people, you look at sports guys, you look at actors, you look at all different fields around, and success means different things to different people. I mean, you could apply for a job and get that job, and that could be your success, or make an All-American, or make an All-Pro, or making whatever. But it's measured in different people, so it's a wide field, you're talking.
I mean, the generic part of the whole thing is what? The score is higher, you win. You're successful. You made the tackle, you're successful on that play. But again, I've been around too many years with Billy and Trip yourself also to see where that can become a real problem. If you're scoreboard driven or money driven, and that is your sole motivation is scoreboard and money, then how are you going to finish the game if you're losing? How are you going to stand alone as a successful person if you're going by way of being down 31-0? Or, I don't have any money. I mean, we hear enough bitching every day in the world because, I don't have enough of this, enough of that. Well, the idea is use it as motivation. You want to be successful, adversity is a blessing. You want to be successful, adversity is a blessing. Success is a blessing only when it's repeated over and over and over. Then you really are a peaceful person.
Yeah.
I see it with young people all the time that, hey, we lost. My own sons in some ways, I don't have any money. I'm a failure. I mean, come on, man. It has to be deeper than those things that are so obvious.
Right.
For longevity to occur, long-term success to occur, and Billy's had it, you've had it, I've had it, you really got to find some peaceful spot to absorb from the extremes. The extremes are what will make you a deep and passionate and profitable person.
Right.
The other thing is, as you go through life, you think about your successes changing. I mean, you think about back when we were all playing and we were getting into football or getting into, if it was track, if it was a martial arts, if it was whatever field, basketball, your successes were what you thought they were. I mean, it's not. It's nowadays when you talk to the three of us now, and even Jamie and Timmy, the successes now are far different than they were when we were on the football field.
Yeah,
well,
you're right.
I mean, Trip, that is so well said what Billy just said. I mean, it is different now. We're much more thorough people. We see much more than we ever used to see. And obviously, when you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, you do get caught up in what seems to be publicized each and every day. What is, the Jets won, the Rams lost. I mean, it's so easy to get caught up in those things. But that is why we should celebrate wisdom. We should celebrate the age on a human being and listening to that human being. We're a horrible nation of pushing people that are older aside. It's pathetic to see people that have great wisdom pushed aside because, well, you haven't played in 40 years. There's certain things that never change. And dealing with adversity, dealing with success, and finding some middle ground on what is truly your passion, that'll never change.
Yeah. You got to be able to overcome those hurdles, like you said. You got to be able to handle success. You got to be able to handle criticism when you are learning and you do something wrong. You can't take it to heart. You have to have more of an intrapersonal thing, like Dougie Baldwin, like we talked about last week. His self-assessment was his engine to his success. But you also need a couple other qualities in people to be successful. Leadership usually comes from older, more experienced players who play hard. You hear about senior leadership all the time on these teams. That's what coaches are talking about. The more leaders, the better, because hard work rubs off on other players. Then these players become accountable to each other. Okay, this is another powerful dynamic. Okay, on teams, when a player can police their own team and not the coach, it takes it to another level. Discipline. You should not tolerate poor effort or repeated mental mistakes as a leader and as a player and as a coach. Physical mistakes will be tolerated. Mental mistakes will not. In football, the team with the least mistakes wins. Penalties, missed assignments, turnovers, they all lead to losses. If you give a kid 100%, gives you 100%, makes a few mistakes, he's a success, whether the scoreboard says so or not. Success is not having regrets about the effort. If you lost, you attribute it to factors that are correctable. Things like angles, position, scheme, alignment, recognition, things like that. Okay? The 5 traits of a terrific team are influenced by effort. Effort on the field impacts the outcome, especially during practice, when we'll talk about. Effort is really 2 things you need more: togetherness and intelligence. More effort in doing team building experiences, because the closest the players are, the more the kids don't want to let their teammates down. And number 2, intelligence. The more you study the game of football, the more you'll understand, which breeds confidence, which results in a better player, which results in success. So the more time you put into practice, the better. More importantly, how that time is spent. So we'll talk about practice schedules later in preparation, but it's all in the level of effort, in doing what you're doing. Okay. Here's a couple of quotes that I like. The man who's afraid to risk failure seldom has to face success. Okay. And then finally, God's footstool to confess, a poor soul knelt and bowed his head. I failed, he cried. The master said, thou did thy best. That is success. Okay, now it's time for Bible verse of the week, brought to you by the Seiler Agency. This comes from Luke chapter 11, verse 9. Quote, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. Perseverance is a great element of success. If you only knock long enough and loud enough at the gate, you are sure to wake somebody up. That comes from Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
Whoa, that's deep, Paulie. That's getting down right into the deep end. You're starting to lose me again, man. Come on. Hey, listen. Let me. We're talking success here. Let me give you an example of program success. And Paulie, you'll remember this. Blaze, this is going back to when we started back at Liverpool, back when I was in 9th, 10th grade. And Paulie is going to remember this. And a guy named Coach George O'Leary walks in to our lives back when we were in 9th grade, 10th grade, right in that range in there. And Liverpool high school football was probably the second or third biggest school in the state of New York. And we were struggling. We were winning 3 or 4 games a year, and it was really going downhill. And when you want to talk about success as a program, you talk about the starting of what we had at Liverpool. And I think that man understood the sacrifice that had to be made for the long-term successful goal of winning a state championship, of going on to be ranked 2nd, 3rd, or 4th in the country, back. And and I'll remember this to the day I die. And he said it's a high price to pay to be successful. And we lost. Lots of guys went down. Lots of guys wouldn't stay on the same page. And it went from that to winning all those championships. You talk about success as a program, that is a blueprint for any coach that's getting into coaching now to follow.
Right.
And all my years of coaching, I wasn't a smart guy. I was never a smart guy. I was never like Timmy. Never. I was probably, out of the 4 of us, I was probably number 4. As far as being a smart guy. As far as I was street smart, but not book smart. But I understood that if I want to win and I want to be successful as a coach, I'm going to look back at the guys that were successful.
Right.
There's only a handful, and all 3 of us can name them. I mean, you look at, when we go back to Coach O'Leary, he's won everywhere he's been. He's been successful in every program he's ever been with. So I want what he knows or what he did.
Right.
You look at Coach Bryant. You look at all the success he had. What did he have that other coaches didn't have to make him to that successful? You look at Lombardi. You look at these guys. There's just a handful out there. But why be coaches like you are now around this area and not look at these programs that these guys develop?
That's what I can't understand. That's what I can't understand, Billy. It's you don't have to be a brain surgeon to be a great coach. Just learn from other coaches, study other coaches, be around other coaches, read books from other coaches. Learn to what it means to be a great coach. 1961, Coach Bryant and Coach Gene Stallings. I had Coach Gene Stallings on my show, and he wrote 98% of that book, okay? But Coach Bryant and him laid down, it says, how to build a championship football team in 1961. That was freaking 60 years ago. Why don't other coaches? I don't understand why other coaches don't study other coaches to be great. The great ones do. Let's make that clear.
Yes.
Coach Bryant studied Coach Frank Thomas, and he studied all the great coaches. He outworked them. Lombardi was a master of studying great coaches. All the great coaches studied other ones. They didn't reinvent the wheel. They just used the qualities of those coaches to be successful.
That's my whole point. I'm sitting here and I'm coaching a team or a position, and I'm going to look and say, I want what that man has taught these kids and he's been successful. Why am I going to be hard-headed just because it's somebody else's philosophy?
Right.
Where that's our whole problem now in society.
Yeah, they won't swallow the ego.
What I found with coaching with George O'Leary at UCF, University of Central Florida, is the obvious. I already had worked with Jim Tressel at Ohio State, Mark D'Antonio at Michigan State. I have been around amazing people, Chuck Bulla, and so on, many, many amazing people, and they all represent what George did each and every day. He never asked you to do something he would not do himself. He would always be the one in the room. We would ride into the parking lot at 4:30. There he was with the lights on, in the office studying film. It wasn't like, well, you guys need to do this, but I don't. I'm the head coach. He did 4:30. He did till 9:30, 10 o'clock at night every day that I was there for that short period of time at UCF. He was an example, and coaches are examples. They whatever they say they want you to do, they do themselves. Even the great coaches go in the weight room at lunchtime and work out. They go for a walk because they know the importance of being physically fit. I mean, you've seen the damage when somebody's not. But George O'Leary was about, hey man, I'm gonna have you do these things. I don't need a lot of praise in return. I just need you to understand that I will lead the way, and I will take the front of the ship, and I'll take all the bullets for whatever might be the good and the bad of a program. And it was a beautiful thing to be around. It was difficult because the demands were so high from a person like that. The demands are so high that it is a 24-hour-a-day job. And a lot of people feel like, well, it's too much. Well, those people leave. I left. Other people left. And because they realized that, hey, man, the man is not going to bend something that he believes in.
Right.
I think there's nothing more beautiful than to see a master that won't bend and compromise the things that he believes in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I learned a long time ago, don't ever coach things you don't know, and don't ever ignore the things that you do know. Billy?
Yeah. I gotta say, and again, I was around great coaches. We all were, and that was when I got into coaching. That was my biggest takeaway. And again, I go back to, I'm not a 100% smart guy, but I understood that if I did kind of use what I learned and use what was around me, that was going to make our team successful. And that's kind of the way coaches should look at things.
Well, I'll tell you, in conclusion here, I've taken some notes here, you guys said, and what I've heard from other coaches. And let's face it, great leaders are great examples for others. That's what great leaders are. Also, I heard Saban say today, and I posted it earlier on my Facebook page for those who are watching on Facebook, you can catch it. Saban says, great leaders do things to make other people happy. Doing things to make yourself happy is manipulation. Wow.
Yeah.
Are you a leader or are you a manipulator?
That's really
holy
good.
cow. That was strong as chain smoke when I heard that. So
yeah.
We've all been around both kinds.
Paulie, people watching this should understand that every day, no matter if you're an NFL all pro, or if you got done playing out of high school, every day you look at a success at the end of the day. And that's kind of where most people are. Just the 1% is in that range of the success is way up high here. It's for us right now, for what we're going through, and I know Blaze has got his, we got we got medical issues, and I couldn't even list them all here, but every day is a success for me if I accomplish A, B, and C. And I think you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
It's not about money, cars, or fame or fortune. That's not success in anybody's book. According, at least not in my book, it's not.
You know, the beautiful part of our discussion today is that we've all been affected by these people for life. And that's the most beautiful thing is that George O'Leary, Bill Armsbarger, Chuck Bulla, D'Antonio Tressel. I mean, we've all been impacted for life. We don't know any other way because they planted a seed in us
Right.
that made us think about our own success and what we really wanted from our lives,
Right.
from our field life to our all-field life, to the lives as fathers and husbands. And it's really a tribute to the beauty of football is that you have people like Bobby Ross, who to this day, I can't go without making proud. And I'm a 62-year-old man, and I want to make, Bobby Ross proud because he was such a great example of success, even if we did not win. So I love this subject. I love the people that have affected my life and made me a stronger person.
yeah,
And I'm so thankful that we have this show.
Thanks, man. I'm thankful for you guys. Here on Coach's Corner, we try to inspire and educate the mind to think, the heart to feel, and the body to act. So shout out to the other two guys, Timmy Green and Jamie Kimmel. Appreciate those guys for being part of Four Wheel Drive. Hopefully we can get them on the show soon. But I sure appreciate you guys and love you guys for what you do. Appreciate it.
great show, Paul.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, guys. Have a great sports week, guys.
Love you, Billy.
Blazer, take care, buddy.
See you, bud.
See you guys.
See you guys.
Bud.
Stay tuned for these great messages from our sponsors. Without them, this just wouldn't be possible. Have a great sports week, everybody. See you soon.
There's a reason why Hill Kelly in Pensacola is the #1 selling Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer between Jacksonville and New Orleans. While other dealers have taken advantage of a competitive market with higher prices, Hill Kelly has discounted prices to the lowest of the year. And Hill Kelly in Pensacola won't surprise you with excessive charges beyond the selling price. Come see why people from Milton, Pace, Foley, Bay Minette, Daphne, Gulf Shores, Mobile, and beyond are driving to Hill Kelly in Pensacola to buy their next new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram. At Hill Kelly, the bottom line price and your satisfaction are what really matter. So before you sign, check the bottom line and make the trip to Hill Kelly in Pensacola to see what true local ownership can do for you. At Hill Kelly Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Highway 29 in Car City, Pensacola. Or shop online 24/7 at hillkellydodge.com. When it comes to bottom line pricing, nobody beats a Hill Kelly deal. Nobody.
75 years of service and high tech today. It's Pensacola Glass Company at 433-8348. High tech is a term often applied to advanced services and products in today's marketplace. And today, glass is much more than a simple pane of brittle, see-through stuff we hit baseballs through when we were kids. Glass is now a product with unique flexibility in both performance and application. And Pensacola Glass Company is growing right along. That's Pensacola Glass Company at 433-8348.
Are you riding around in a filthy vehicle? Dirty car no more. Visit Ronnie's Car Wash today to get it shining in no time. They have 3 convenient locations with another coming soon. The unlimited monthly wash packages start as low as $14.95 per month with free vacuums, multi-purpose spray and towels. Visit them in Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, and soon Crestview. Don't wait, wash today. Be sure to see Ronnie's Car Wash on Facebook to see the latest specials and discounts. You'll be riding and shining in no time.
That's you trying to fix the plumbing yourself to save a few bucks. Doing things yourself doesn't always end well. The same goes for insurance. That's why Auto Owners works with local independent agents who tailor coverage to meet your needs and offer discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance. Because sometimes you need a professional to get the job done right. That's simple human sense.
Drive a little to save a lot on 170 Buicks and GMCs at Step 1 Buick GMC. Get savings up to $4,000 on new Buick Encores, $9,450 on new Buick Envisions, $7,000 on new GMC Yukon XLs, or up to $15,345 off on new Sierras. Only at Step 1 Buick GMC, Pensacola. Plus tax, tag, title, license, dealer processing fee expires 7/31/24 on select new 24 in-stock models. Discount off MSRP includes all incentives.
My name is Steve Reynolds. I'm the manager and owner of Cordova Lanes, and we help keep your mind out of the gutter. Cordova Lanes is part of the community of Pensacola. Being here for 43 years, we've entertained more people than any other bowling center in the city. We sell fun for a living. Cordova Lanes is located at 2111 Airport Boulevard in Pensacola, behind Cordova Mall. Come on out and see us at Cordova Lanes Bowling Center. Thank you.